I'm Caryn Dugan, and on today's episode of Kitchen Confidence, I'm going to be giving you a few ideas on how you can flavor up your food without adding any salt. So let's start lowering that blood pressure tastefully. Here we go. The first way you can add lots of flavor to your food, as you might imagine, are of course spices, right? So here's some of my favorites. I have herbes de Provence, curry powder, smoked paprika for that really nice earthy, smoky taste. Cumin, this is ground cumin, garlic, onion, and some rosemary. Now these are my go-tos. Now, if you want to add even a little bit more flavor, you can take what we have here is cumin seed. So this is the ground cumin, but this is the whole seed. And what I like to do is take the seeds, grab a skillet, add, a couple tablespoons maybe to a skillet, and then just over a hot flame, get these nice and toasted. It takes about, 2 or 3 minutes. Once they become fragrant, that's when you're going to take those spices off of your stovetop, let them cool, and then grind them down. And oh my gosh, the flavor is so punchy and so wonderful. Try it next time. My next suggestion would be adding vinegar. And I love the acidity and the complexness that different vinegars give to different foods. Now, typically what I will do is when I'm making like a marinara sauce, is I will finish off the sauce with, say, some balsamic vinegar. And I have a couple of different balsamics here. This is a balsamic fig, I'm sorry. This one has a little bit of black garlic in it. Play around with it, super fun. And then this is just your run-of-the-mill balsamic vinegar. Not very expensive at all. So there's a lot of things that you can do. Now, if you're going to use an apple cider vinegar, let's say, you want to get one with the mother on it. So it has some friendly gut bacteria in there that is going to be very friendly for your gut bacteria. I also like to finish off some dishes with a rice vinegar. This is going to be a really light one. So, play around with them as like salad dressings, marinades, and again, finishing off a soup, a stew, like a heavier sauce, just to bring some, again, brightness and complexity to your meal. I think you'll really like it. We've talked dried spices. Now let's talk fresh herbs. I have the big players here. This is cilantro and Italian parsley. So if you have the gene and cilantro tastes like soap to you, then just go on over to parsley, and that is a great stand-in. Now, we also have my favorite, basil. There's so many different types you can buy. And remember, don't keep this guy in the fridge. It'll turn brown. So you can just kind of bunch them up. I'm just, for the sake of time now, just going to roll these up. Grab your knife and just give it some nice slices in there. I'm going to ribbon this up and then add this at the end of your meal, and it's just so bright and beautiful. Now, I also am a big lover of rosemary. That's going to really grab a lot of earthiness to a meal. So you can brighten up by adding a little bit of cilantro, basil at the end, and of course your parsley. And then to add a little bit of depth, I would say probably go with rosemary. That's going to be your biggest one, and some thyme also. Okay, let's talk about miso real quickly. Yes, it does taste very salty, but because of the soy isoflavones in the fermented soybeans, which is what miso traditionally is, it will not raise your blood pressure. Now, and I will also link to a couple of studies down in the show notes to give you further information about that. But this is the one that I like to buy. I like to get this yellow or light miso paste because I feel like I have a little bit more control over it. It's not so robust as like a double fermented or a red miso paste might be. Also, if you are making a like an Alfredo sauce or some kind of white sauce and you want to add a little bit of miso paste to it, you'll still keep that lighter color. Now, also, because this is so heavy with that umami flavor, it really helps cut down, again, on the salt that you might want to use in your meal, because this is just so robust in flavor. So give your marinades, and even if you just want to put like a teaspoon into like a big pot of soup, it really, this really helps the miso, really helps everything come together. And it just is so, so lovely. So don't be afraid of the miso. Do make sure you get it from the refrigerated section and start playing around with it. And finally, citrus. Vinegars do a great job at really brightening up your meal, but so does citrus. So what I like to do is take my microplane and a lemon or a lime, maybe even an orange sometimes, and just do a real quick zest. And you want to move a little, you want to move the fruit around because you don't want to get too deep into that pith. It's going to be bitter. So you just want this top layer. And this is where you're going to find the concentration of flavors, because there's these oils that are in the skin that now become exposed, and you can just smell it as you're doing this. It's really, really wonderful. Move the fruit around as you are zesting. And this is just a little bit of steamed veggies that I have here. Oh, you know what? Let's just add a little bit of lime, as long as we're here, right? Now, of course, you can use the juice as well, but this zest is really, really nice. Now we have that, and I'm just going to layer some flavors here. So we have our zest there and a little bit of our fresh basil that we just cut up. Yeah. And then I will take this fig balsamic and just really lightly, just a little bit. Yeah. So there is a super tasty and easy way to punch up any meal and not add any salt. It's really delicious. And I hope you play around with these at your own house and have a good time. I'll see you next time.